The benefits are great. The pay is great. You'll get to meet so many people. You'll get to go places like you can travel for work. There's so many aspects of the trade that you can do, joining the union. Be a plumber, pipe fitter, welder, service tech, HVAC. The sky's the limit pretty much.
All right, welcome back to the lost art of the skilled trades. I am super excited to have Charles Goede, U.S. competitor for plumbing and heating for WorldSkills. What's going on, my man?
Oh, nothing much.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. When I think of SkillsUSA, right? You were a competitor.
Correct.
Back in the day.
Yep.
What was it like for you to win or showcase your skills during SkillsUSA?
I thought it was amazing. When I first started going to a tech school, I didn't really know that SkillsUSA was a thing. So, when people told me about it, I was like, oh, I want to give it a shot. And, I placed first in Connecticut, and then I ended up going down to nationals in Atlanta, Georgia. I placed second. And I mean, it's a totally different feeling than, just, working every day. Because in Georgia, there's thousands of people just walking past you, looking at you work and taking pictures of you. And
it's nerve-wracking.
It is. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I can imagine the prep work for that. Who could you contribute your success to? Like, is there one person or multiple people that really kind of helped you through?
For SkillsUSA, definitely my trade teachers, Sean Conley and Bill Clark from Grosso Tech. And my skills advisor who really kind of, pushed me along to do this, Sandy Jameson. So, yeah, I mean, without them, I definitely wouldn't be here.
Yeah. You can always go back to certain individuals that changed your trajectory, right? Changed your life. Did you come up in a trades sort of background or you kind of just fell into it?
So my dad was a marine mechanic. So, I mean, it's, kind of in the trade, but for plumbing, the only person close to me who was a plumber and a pipe fitter was my cousin, who's in the same plumbers and pipe fitters local in Connecticut. He kind of directed me into, this is where you're probably going to want to be. And he was right.
Right. And you sort of found what you wanted to do. And your family, everyone's happy that you're going this path?
Oh,
With
yeah.
No resistance?
No
resistance.
Not at all.
And that's a great thing because not every parent's like that. I've heard the cases where some kids don't go into the trades because their parents are like, no, I want you to go to college.
Yeah. And I mean, most of the people going to college, they really don't need to be. There's a lot of people definitely in my local in Connecticut that they went to college, they did that track, and then they found out that, that's not for them. So they did the 4 years of college, and then they ended up in the trades after all. So,
right. People that you spend all that money, right? That investment in, and all of a sudden you're like, shit, I don't, this is not for me. There's many of those stories, and there's a lot of career changers. Someone who's a little bit maybe in their mid 20s, late 20s, went to school and like, I don't want to do this. What is it about for you in what you do plumbing, and what is it about that trade? What is it, versus like welding or electrical?
I mean, really, it's just working on all these big projects and these big mechanical systems and water systems and all that stuff. Seeing that all come together, especially on, big construction jobs, that's really what does it for me. Working on the big mechanical systems with chillers and boilers and steam systems and stuff like that. And yeah.
Would you consider yourself a problem solver?
Yeah, I think most of the trade is, you got to be a problem solver, and to some extent, because working with blueprints that, are designed from people who aren't physically there on the job site, it's hard because, there's other trades in there working with you at the same time. So you can be, if you're in the way the electricians or somebody else has some material where your pipes need to go, you have to figure out the best solution to move forward. You can't bring the job to a halt.
Exactly. You need to know your stuff.
Yeah.
What is also going back to Skills USA. For the people who don't know what Skills USA is about, can you explain sort of what the competition's about?
Yeah, so the competition is based on, just for the trade schools. So all the vocational high schools in the United States, they all have a competition on the statewide level. So all the trades compete against each other, and then you can progress to the national level. So, all the trades come together from all the states. So like when I did plumbing, there were probably 30, 35 different plumbers from all across the United States, all different backgrounds and stuff that they all compete to see who can be the best pretty much.
And you came in first, right?
In Connecticut,
In
I
Connecticut.
placed second in the nation.
Second in the nation.
Yep.
Okay. I mean, that's got to be a sense of fulfillment. I mean, that's
Oh,
just
yeah.
got to be like, holy shit. Like,
Yeah.
like that's a huge accomplishment. I want you to explain what WorldSkills is. I want people to really understand, what you're representing for the U.S. over there, and how you got selected.
So I'll first say how I got selected. Uh, so WorldSkills is every 2 years, like the Olympics, but everyone who plays, first, second, and third from the 2 years prior, um, all goes through a selection process. The committee, made up of members from the PHCC, IATMO, the UA, they all take all the applicants and they filter through them. There's an interview process, and then they select the best candidate pretty much. And so how it works is there's I think 54, 55 countries that participate, at least in the plumbing specter of it. Um, so they pick the best from their nation, and then they're going to send them out there. So in 2026, I'll be out in Shanghai, China. Definitely for the Americans, it's definitely we're going to be at a disadvantage because all the other countries, they use a metric system. The use of the materials that they use are not the same as the materials we use over here. I think the only thing that's the same are the press fittings, but everything else it's different enough that if you don't know and if you don't have a lot of training on it, you can definitely get messed up on it.
Yeah. What's the prep work for that? Like, how are you prepping now for this?
So I've been training at my union hall in Connecticut. We have an area set up in the back where we're trying to get as much as the European style plumbing fittings and fixtures and stuff like that set up so that I can go off of blueprints that we make up, trying to simulate as best we can a competition.
So you have to learn metric system. Like, it's all different for you. So like you're like not relearning, but it's just different.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's like learning a second language.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That's not easy. So when did you start your training? How long ago?
I've been training for about 2 months now.
2 months. So altogether you'll train, and I'm sorry, 2026, what?
September.
September. So you'll almost be a full year. Wow. A full year. What about the mental toughness? What about, staying cool under pressure? Because the stress of it, right? Because how do you prep for that?
It's definitely not easy to prep for, but I mean, coming to places like this and just seeing other competitions, how the other, how the contestants hold themselves, how they're not letting the people walk by them, and the people that are taking pictures of them, you can't let that get to you. You got to stay calm. You can't feel any pressure, because as soon as you feel pressure going into that, that's when things start to fall apart. You can't rush. You got to really read the blueprints and the details that they give you. You got to go over that so that you don't miss something that's important to what you're doing.
Yeah. I mean, look, that's just comes with experience and reps and,
Yeah.
just sort of like putting your blinders on, and just like focusing. It's just like anything else. Like if you're a sports player,
Yeah.
everybody's watching you, like you're a tennis player. It's just two people in the court. Like, you gotta put your blinders on. Like, you can't, there's thousands of people in the crowd, and it's difficult, especially when someone's booing
Yeah.
and not cheering.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a mindset change. What would you say, just shifting gears for a quick second, for somebody who wants to get into the trade? the opportunities that are available, because even at your age, like you've accomplished so much. Someone who's just kind of starting out, for people even on TikTok who are live here are just like, I don't know about this trade thing. Should I get in? What would you say to them?
I would say get in as young as possible. Um, you're going to be working with some people who've been in their trades for 30 or 40 years. And that when you get with those people, that's kind of, who you want to be, because they'll give you some knowledge that you're not going to be able to learn out of a book or, by some guy who just sits in a classroom. That's where you're going to learn all the things that can make your job a whole lot easier. I'm going to say join the union. That really is the best way to do it. The benefits are great. The pay is great. You'll get to meet so many people. You'll get to go places, like you can travel for work. There's so many aspects of the trade that you can do just from, joining the union. Be a plumber, pipe fitter, welder, service tech, HVAC. It's the sky's the limit pretty much.
For the people that are thinking about the union, because obviously it's a great option, but for the people that can't get in, because there's only so many people they take, right? And I guess every state, it's somewhere, it's just, it takes time to get in. Someone who doesn't get in, what would you say to them? Like, keep your head up, like keep working on it.
I work with some apprentices who applied like 3 or 4 times till they finally got in. But I mean, just keep with it, keep applying, keep calling, because if they keep seeing your face, they're going to remember you. And then that's a good way to get in. And, if that doesn't work, even working for a non-union contractor for a little bit, just to get some experience, it could be really beneficial to you. You don't really need to go to an after-school trade school, because you're going to learn the same thing, in the field than you're going to learn in school. And it's better to learn in the field with hands-on learning than, in a classroom.
Yeah, it's interesting you said that about learning, not from a textbook, but learning out in the field, the experience of someone who has 25, 30. I was having these multiple conversations with people, like, until you're out in the field and you're seeing it firsthand. And, some of these men and women, they have the experience that maybe the textbook can't really explain per se, because they do it a certain way, or right. But it's also getting around the right people, the right mentors, the right training. And it really, really helps a lot. Yeah. I mean, it's unbelievable that you're going overseas to compete. There's a lot of prep work, a lot of training that you got to put in. And it's really great that you're doing that. Will you be at SkillsUSA 2026? You go down there in Atlanta?
Yep. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll be there. There'll probably be a booth set up, of me, showing off my skills on what I can do for the European style of plumbing. So I'll definitely have a skill or WorldSkills booth set up next to the plumbing contestants for nationals.
Okay. So I will see you down there, because I am there every single year. It's like when you go there, you don't feel a shortage in the trades. And there's so much advocacy and the red jackets and
Yeah.
yeah.
There's a lot of people, and there's a lot of leading names in the industry there too. I mean, it's almost like another place here. It's very cool to feel that.
Yeah. Super cool. Charles, if people want to find out more, or just like stay on top of your journey, on this track to, go overseas, where do they find you on social or website, anything that you can let everybody know?
Probably just follow along on the PHCC website, IATMO's, the local 777's Facebook page. That's probably where most of the updates are going to be.
The people who are listening out there, especially on TikTok and on this podcast, it's really inspiring to see what you're doing. And, good luck to you next year. Just keep plugging away, and excited to see how you do.
Yeah.
No pressure.
Yeah, definitely excited to see how this goes.
Cool. Well, Charles, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Oh, thanks for having me.